you call that, radio. We live from the Scottish Isles. We have the phenomenal Rebecca Radical on the show today. So we're going to go live to the Kingdom of Fife. Rebecca's celebrating the release of her new album with her band, Absolute Riots. And yeah, let me know how it sounds and looks, because we've got a new studio set up, as you can see it up. Got a radio. If you're listening to the audio podcast, I've just pointed to a radio, since you call that radio, and a globe. But there's going to be new microphone, new lights, it's going to be real in a few days, but we're doing the best we can. And I think we can go live now to Rebecca Radical, who looks like she's maybe got a pal there.
How you doing?
Who's that?
That's my wee cat. She's saying hello, me do. You want to say hello? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm an island boy. I'm in the Isles, and yeah, it's good. It's weird, but it's good. So yeah, just get used to it. Yeah, it's not about you. It's about you, Rebecca. It's about Absolute Riots, new album out this week. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah. So we actually recorded it probably a year ago or something. And we've done, we mixed it ourselves, so we've done a few different versions of every track, and it got to the point where we just listened to it a wee bit too much. So we're like, right, choose a date. We got offered to play a gig with incredible bands Spitback and Deep Fife. So we're like, right, that's album launch. We've released it. We've played these tracks for about a year and a half or something. We're really proud of them. They're all very different. And I feel like the guys are such good musicians that I can basically lend them my imagination, and it just seems to work. So yeah, really tough it.
Yeah, it's a great album. I'm just going to put the Bandcamp link in the comments for people to check it out as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Ali's in the house. Sounds great. Thank you. Glad to hear it. I have got, just before I came on here, I've been trying to fix this microphone. It's not working, so we're just using... We're doing our best here. We're doing our best. This is the Bandcamp link. It's Actual Dance Beats. It's called. Why the name?
Because we were doing a practice one day, and I said, Bob, can I get an actual dance beat, please, as a joke? And we just fucking stuck. We think we're hilarious.
Absolute Riots is a name. That is a great name for a band.
Thank you.
Can you explain to people who maybe our international audience what an Absolute Riot is?
It's one of those, I'd say, colloquial term, isn't it? It could mean a number of things. It could just be somebody who's like a bit out there or something. It could be somebody falling about drunk. It could be, in my head, it's just somebody who's like really in your face. An absolute riot, whatever that entails.
So it could be a compliment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
it's like, I'd rather be an absolute riot than absolutely boring.
Yeah. Like roaster. I don't know if I would also, for people who don't know, this is from, I'm from West Coast of just west of Glasgow, and this is Fife has got its own language at times. So roaster. So absolute roaster could mean, it could be a derogatory term, or it could be, it was a roaster, something good happened. It's just about how you say it. So
it's funny you say that. I love the phrase.
An absolute riot to me is not necessarily a negative thing, but it could be just talking to your good friend and saying, you were an absolute riot last night. And don't worry, you were funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, you were hilarious, but you were an absolute riot.
It's funny you say about roaster as well. There's a phrase I love, and it's like, I've never brewed coffee, but I am an independent roaster. So
yeah, I was in a coffee shop in Mount Florida, and it was like the guy kept on, I don't know if the guy was in the joke about roasters, but he kept on saying the word roaster, they're the best. Oh yeah, but our coffee's good. You get it from the best roaster. And I don't know if he was in the joke, if he was trying to make me laugh. He must be. I mean, obviously, it's a roaster's a roaster, isn't it? So the album's out. It's brilliant. We're going to I'll play a little bit of it in a wee second. I'm sure that for people that don't know, but you've had the solo EP out as well. You do a lot of things. So for people that don't know, Rebecca it's quite. I was trying to quickly describe it because obviously we just decided to do this interview just a few hours ago. So I was like, punk, rapper, artist, singer, songwriter, and I think I ended up writing something that sounded like I generated it by AI because I was like punk rapper, singer, songwriter, artist, which is probably not a real phrase. How would you describe what you do? How would you describe it?
I'd just say I'm multi-passionate. The things I do, I just love. I wouldn't like to assign any labels. I struggle with assigning labels initially, I think anyway. There comes a point where I'm like, right, okay, I've done too many things now. It'd be dishonest to say I'm not that. But otherwise it doesn't bother me. I don't really think about it.
Yeah. It doesn't really
I know
matter,
that's probably not helpful, but
how do you decide what to really you've actually been quite good and quite consistent with just sticking to your name and embracing the multifaceted thing. It's an ongoing issue that I notice. I think especially as I'm seeing people getting older and they've maybe just totally changed their musical direction, that they want to have a side project name, and that can be good. But where's the line? Because if you're going to change your name every time you make something a bit different, then you're just going to be. You would have about 6 names by now.
yeah, definitely. I think I did go between having another name actually for the more rap stuff, and then I was like, no, I've already released a few tracks under that name anyway, so what's the point? Just go for it. As you say, there's no point in diluting it further. It's already hard enough to get the music out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm about to do that. I've got some new projects. I'm just going to change it. But
I'm sure that'll go great.
well, the reason that I picked Jackal Trades was so that I could do anything I wanted outside of the gyros. But then I just ended up making 4 hip hop albums. So I feel like if I'm going to do something that's not hip hop, it should have a different name. So anyway, more on that later. But it's not all about me. We're going to play a song. So for anyone that's tuned in, it's maybe new to the stuff you do. So obviously you've done lots of dance tracks, you've done lots of hip hop, you've done lots of poetry, you've done lots of acoustic music, but obviously regardless of what you do, there's always a total DIY punk ethic that comes through, and it's quite interesting because although I would describe you as punk as fuck or punk as Fife, am I right in saying this is probably the first time that you've actually did a punk album, like a traditionally sounding sort of punk album?
Yeah, and even then, I think we're definitely stretching what traditional punk album means, aren't we? It's got sort of punk underpinnings, but I think all of us have got favourite kinds of music, but we're all very open-minded. So naturally, just all these different things come out, really.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that I was in a band after, and we played like more like 3-chord punk stuff, and that was really fun. But we never released anything.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've seen these live. I think I just seen some videos. But yeah, but absolute Riots. Let's just listen to a wee tune here just now. So this is called Predictable. Do you want to give us a little introduction? What's it about?
So Predictable is one of those ones. There's a lot of people in the punk scene who believe that things should be run certain ways, but they don't realise they're the only people upholding that, being gatekeepers, just deciding what is and isn't punk, things like this. And it's just a big fuck you to them, people who slag people off for listening to Green Day or say you're too young to be listening to a band. It's just so much of it within the scene. And yeah, this just makes me laugh. I'm just being a wido to those kind of people.
Do you ever get the mansplaining 6 music da coming up and questioning your t-shirt choice? Is that a real thing that happens? Name 3 songs. Name 3 songs.
My favourite is that a New Model Army t-shirt? You're too young to be listening to New Model Army. And I'm like, I seen them literally last year. They never stopped, mate.
I've got a Beatles t-shirt on. Name 3 songs. Nobody said that to me. I don't know if it's...
I couldn't name 3 Beatles songs, I don't think, to be fair.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd be a Beatles fan. I got this from the charity shop. So just to clarify, I've got nothing against the Beatles. I love the Beatles. They I don't have a strong opinion on them. I think because they've just always been there. You know, my parents listened to the Beatles, so they've always been there.
Yeah.
And it's cool to say the Beatles are shite, though. I wouldn't have bought a Beatles T-shirt, and I'm also not wearing that ironically either. If you know what I mean. It's just that I moved to an island with a rucksack, so I had to do something. So the Beatles T-shirt is. So would you consider the Beatles punk?
I mean, they did what they wanted to do, didn't they? So
yeah, is that
because it's not for me? Doesn't mean it's not. You know.
Is that your definition of punk?
Yeah, if it's authentic, then it's punk rock.
And this is authentic. This is predictable, and it's about the bad gatekeepers that have listened to the same kind of punk their whole lives, and anything that goes out that doesn't look like that or sound like that, they just say that that's not punk. Am I right? Is that a correct description? Right. Okay. Let's listen to the
Absolutely.
tune.
Said nah, we could find any more time for that new we've so politics, just wanna get pissed. Passion reserved for final note, the issues discussed on it. Predictable pish. So easy for us these days with our internet phones and such. Just white shy wankers just entitled cons you are raging on you for you being duped. Oh, so cynical and also predictable.
Amazing stuff. Brilliant. Predictable from the Absolute Riots' new album, Actual Dance Beats. Because it is Absolute Rights. It's better than being the Absolute Rights, isn't it? But does it matter?
It sounds like you hear them coming if it's the Absolute Rights.
Yeah. But yeah, amazing. So yeah, it's on Bandcamp. Are you doing any physicals? You usually have a bit of art and stuff.
Yeah, I've been working on some prints. I've been drawing.
Let's see what you got.
And also that I've got the painting that I used for the cover too. I'm trying to think.
Oh, that's amazing.
Cheers. It's not finished yet, but yeah.
Oh, superb. So is that the album cover?
No, the album cover is slightly different, but I do have the actual painting of that. So I was thinking about doing a print of that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got.
What's my cat like?
Your cat's taken over.
Just come and say hello, yeah.
Hiya. Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm just bringing up the album cover just now. I've got what's the artwork I had. I've just not actually had it up because I've been. In fact, it's in Tam's house. Shouts to Tam.
Oh yeah.
The eye.
yeah, the outsider one. So, what else were you saying? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, the eye artwork.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to get physical copies made either, but we might do. Might do like some sort of DIY thing where there's like really cool wee bits of merch and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, if the CDs is that people will buy the CDs and they won't even play the CDs. So
yeah, that's true.
If you just, well, some people do. I buy the CDs just to support, but I don't tend to really listen to it. Are you deliberately not doing the streaming platforms?
No, I did it to the streaming platforms too. Like
Absolute Rights is there.
Up on most streaming platforms apart from iTunes and that, I think.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. So it's everywhere. But
yeah, it should be.
First. Should
be able to ask Alexa to listen to Absolute Riots.
I've not got an Alexa. I don't think. Maybe I've just moved. There might be. I found that I've got a Fire Stick last night, so I can.
Shouldn't be saying that online.
No, it's not. It's not Fire. It's not a dodgy one. It's all legit and above board. And I've got a YouTube Premium account that I pay for, and I had to do that because I didn't. Because I had the ad blocker on my laptop, and then I don't know how to do ad blocker on Fire Stick, so I just paid for YouTube Premium, and I wouldn't go back, to be honest. I can't handle adverts. Life's too short for adverts.
No, there's so many on YouTube as well.
Well, I try not to have that, so I don't have. Let me know if you ever see an advert on my show. Let me know in the comments, because I tick it so that there should be no mid rolls. Sometimes you might get it at the start of you call that radio show, and that's because when I turned it off completely, just because the advertising money, we do monetize, but the money is it's nothing, it's pennies. So I'd rather just nobody watches adverts, but YouTube just takes the revenue and does an advert at the start anyway. So I think you might get an advert at the start, but there should be no adverts during this show. If there is, let me know so I can complain to Google or something. Ali says, get that cat a record deal. Great tune, Rebecca. Mairead from Blackbird and Crow says, oh, I like that bass.
Hey, awesome. He has some basses.
And Leslie, really love the way you sing. Amazing voice.
Thank you.
Shouts to Leslie. And Hugh Reid is in the house. I saw an interview with Patti Smith recently, and she said punk for her meant freedom. As an older person, that's what punk means to me. Freedom to do what you want, not a rules form of music. Absolutely. Yeah, why is it? So it's quite interesting because we got, when we were starting out as a band, we would get older people come up to us and go, that's the most punk thing I've seen in ages. But the punk scene never embraced us, to put it mildly. But I mean, at the start, I was, just like a skinny guy for the scheme with pair of trackies on and stuff, which is actually that's now what the hipsters wear. It's a thing now, isn't it?
Right. But to be fair, that is punk as fuck. Like, you clearly didn't give a shit. You were only trying to be punk rock, so.
But I didn't know what I was doing.
It makes sense to people that are trying hard to be.
It wasn't like I wasn't thinking I'm going to do what I want. I was thinking I don't know what I'm doing, and that's just happened to be the clothes. I was just wearing the clothes that I wore about where I lived, and also I think the punk thing, it wasn't like deliberate. It was just I was just a bit shouty.
No, you've got the attitude though. Your spirit is.
There was loads of attitude. There was a lot of attitude in that band, because that was probably as well. In hindsight, we were drinking before it, and I think we were actually nervous. But I didn't know that we were nervous until I actually played a gig with no alcohol. Well, I started slowing it down, and then I noticed the buzz you got. So yeah, I maybe have a pint before I go on stage now, but you want to feel the nerves. You want to feel that. You want to feel that buzz. What is your take on that? Do you partake before you go on stage, or how do you do it?
Yeah, when I first started, for sure, it was definitely nerves. My original plan was like a wee half bottle, but then that graduated to like actually just downing a bottle on the way through to a gig or whatever. So I tend to have like a pint or two now before it, but I keep an eye on that. Don't get too drunk, because as you say, you're just like nervously drinking. It's not even like you're conscious of how much you're consuming. You're just that excitement, trying to put your energy somewhere.
Yeah, and it can be a long wait between sound check and the gig starting. And if you're nervous and you're thirsty, it can happen quite quickly. The trick I found is just I was just waiting till the band goes on before you, and then have one drink with that. But then I played the gig in Dumfries with just 0% lager. No, in fact, they ran out of 0% lager just before I went on stage. But the only thing in the rider was whiskey, and I went, no, I don't drink whiskey sober. That if you ever see me drinking whiskey, that send me home. That means I'm too drunk to be out the house, never mind starting on the whiskey.
I like a wee dram, but whiskey is one of the ones that hits you funny, yeah.
It's not good. It's not good for the next day anyway. So with the band, so somebody's mentioned I think Marie mentioned the bass. So can you introduce us to the rest of Absolute Riots?
Yeah, we've got Ben and Bob.
A picture here for anyone listening to the audio podcast. We are now looking at a picture of Absolute Riots.
Yeah, so Ben is on the bass. He's honestly incredible, so good. And then we've got Bob on the drums. They're both in different bands as well. Like Ben is in Skellies, and Bob is in too many bands to name, to be honest. But he's also like a pillar of the Glasgow scene. He puts on gigs under the DPRN name, like sort of noise shows and things like that.
Noise shows.
Yeah.
This is the cat noise show.
No, I think I'm gonna need to put the headphones in.
So shout outs to the guys. They've done a great job, and they've made a brilliant canvas for you to do your thing, and you take us on a journey through poetry, hip hop, and a very soulful voice, and an angry voice when you want as well. So it's just you are basically doing what we just talked about. There's a total freedom of expression when you're performing, and what you're just doing whatever the hell you like. Where does that come from? I mean, obviously, I know that you are the person that can name three songs from any band of the T-shirt that you wear. So you've been embedded in music your whole life, or where did the feeling that you wanted to be a performing artist come from?
To be honest, the idea of me performing came quite late. But I was brought up listening to music and stuff. I went to my first festival when I was like 11, 12, was a Wicker Man. I saw bands like Dread Zone, Penetration, Bad Manners, the Dickies. Like, it just totally opened my eyes, and there was no looking back for that. We used to go to gigs underage in some places and leaving that I won't say, and see bands again, like One Way System, and these are like proper traveling bands. So I got to see as a teenager. It's really hard to like take yourself away for that once you see that it exists and you love it, as you'll know yourself.
Yeah.
Um,
And
I
we'll
happened to
talk
make
about leaving in Fife.
yeah.
What is tell us about the Kingdom of Fife musically? There seems to be lots of great bands from Fife, but it's also quite it's a big place, and it all seems to be quite far apart from each other. So you've got.
Yeah.
Could you just give us a rough rundown of the hubs of Fife?
Oh, there's so many good bands in Fife, to be honest. I would say as well that there's like a good variation of different like genres and stuff. I think that because there's a lot less people, all the bands sort of jump on the bills together a bit more fairly here, if that makes sense. Like you'll see loads of ska bands and stuff. I'm trying to think, there's way too many to name. I'd be missing something.
No,
But
well, just more like. Well, what about the actual the sort of the hubs, as in like the venues and or the areas? Because because right now I'm actually genuinely a wee bit curious. Because obviously we've played Fife a few times. We've played Methil. That was a mad night in
I
Methil.
bet.
It was. We had everyone was split into 3 different types of people. There was about maybe 20 people that came to see us, so they're going mad at the front. Then there was maybe about another 20 or 30 that were just had their arms folded, like impress me. Maybe a head nodding their head, but just going to impress me. Then there was about another 30 people just watching the football, and they didn't give a shit. But yeah, I enjoyed Methil. I played Dunfermline. We played Fife a couple of times, but so if we're wanting to play Fife, because we're kind of just sort of about to go on hiatus. So if we were to play Fife, would we have to do Dunfermline and Kirkcaldy or leaving, or what? How would we? Is there a central hub, or is it just too far apart? Did you need to play a couple of gigs to do it properly?
Kirkcaldy's quite a good place, to be honest. Like you've got the Windsor Hotel, that's a great wee venue. You've got the King's Theatre as well. I'm trying to think. To go through Edinburgh, it's not a bad idea.
Can people get
Yeah,
home after?
Kirkcaldy.
Can people get home after? Yeah.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like, the train goes right the way through to Leaving now as well, so it definitely wouldn't be a bad thing to go, even like Glenrothes or something like that, if you wanted to get all the weird towns involved.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's so many good venues.
Has the train changed things? Because I remember the excitement of this train and how long it took for this train to happen.
Well, I've not actually used it yet because I don't live there anymore. But I'm very excited for it the first time I jump on it. Like, I reckon that really will make a difference. To be fair, like one of the main reasons that I moved further a little bit was because there was a train station here. I mean, I don't use it that often, but worst case, like last buses, things like that, are useless. So you got more chance of a train for sure.
And you are a commuter because you're always at the gigs, whether it's Edinburgh and Glasgow. So is Fife, you've kind of got. Is it 6 1/2 dozen whether you're going to get an Edinburgh gig or a Glasgow gig?
99% of the time go to Glasgow, but if they're only playing Edinburgh, then I'll go there.
Why would you choose Glasgow over Edinburgh?
I'm saying nothing.
No comment.
I just like Glasgow. I like Glasgow. Like I spent a lot of time going to gigs in Edinburgh as well. It's just a totally different vibe, I think. Like there's a couple of really good pubs in Edinburgh and it's all on like one street. Glasgow's a bit more like there's really cool pubs like spotted about and stuff. That might just be I don't know enough of Edinburgh, but
I think also it's Edinburgh Council has absolutely gutted out the DIY scene for brown envelopes, and their focus is Edinburgh Fringe because Edinburgh Fringe makes so much money for them over in August that they just don't seem to really care about culture the rest of the year. So it's like Edinburgh's a little playground for rich people from London to spend mummy and daddy's money on starting an improv comedy team or something.
Absolutely. People from Edinburgh don't like Edinburgh anymore. So
no, absolutely not. And yeah, sure. If you want a more succinct commentary on the state of culture in Edinburgh, then check out Discontent by Bonnie Prince Bob's channel.
Yeah.
He'll explain it better, and it's better coming from him because he's from Edinburgh. I don't want to slag a place that rivalry. I don't know if we'd call it rivalry because Glasgow's just better, and I think everyone agrees on that. But Edinburgh's nice. Edinburgh's pretty. It's a nice place to go. In fact, I've got which one said we were playing at Edinburgh November the 14th at the Leith
I love a night
Arches.
out.
Of course not. It's pretty. It's good. The people are good. I love Edinburgh. Just clarify that. I love Edinburgh. And
I actually seen that China Shop Bill are awesome.
China Shop Bill are playing as well.
Yeah.
China Shop Bill have been around forever, and they still look about 25. I don't know what they're doing, but
playing ska.
Playing ska, rock, ska, hip hop, or whatever. So yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys again. And then also Victor Pope, and also a band called Pal. I don't know if you know Pal, but I wasn't familiar with them before, but they sound great. They've got a song called the Pal Anthem that I was listening to. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them for the first time. So what was Absolute Riots got coming up?
Nothing at the moment, actually. We sort of play gigs sporadically. We practice maybe twice a year. Hopefully this album coming out will like push us to do things. We've just set up social media accounts, so.
So you're going for it. You're going for it. Well,
yeah.
So you're on Instagram.
Yeah, we've just joined Instagram and stuff like that. I will keep on top of it. We've got loads of cool photos and stuff from previous gigs. We have played some really cool shows so far. So
what's your favourite show? What's the best show you've played together?
Oh, it's a hard one. I think maybe the Meteors show, because that was just like the most surreal gig. Did not expect to be playing with the Meteors. Never mind, not with like a psychobilly band.
Yeah.
It was really good. But every gig is really special for different reasons.
And so the launch night was at Block last week. I was sad to miss that. I was on an island, but I heard it went really well. Jenny, who plays drums with Gyros, also plays with Deep Filth, who were playing, and Jenny said it was amazing as well. So what was the vibe like in Block? Block's a great wee pub.
Oh, the gig went amazing. I really wasn't expecting it to be that mob, to be honest. Like everybody was bouncing from the offset, and everybody was chatting and like talking about what they do and things like that. Sharing like Palestine stickers, and just it's a really great vibe. Spitback were so good as well.
I don't know Spitback. Sorry, can you tell me a wee bit about them? Because I don't even know. I know they were headlining, so I'm assuming they were a touring act, but I don't know anything.
We headlined that on Thursday.
But they were the top of the poster, weren't they?
Yeah, that's just because I got muddled up, though. I didn't realise we were headlining. I know Spitback are fucking awesome. They're a 3-piece. They had like really fuzzy bass. It's sort of like a wee bit Fat Dog, like McCluskey, that sort of thing. Oh, they were really good, really, really good. And obviously Deep Filth are amazing too. Totally different bands, but yeah.
I mean, and raising money for Refugee as well.
Yeah, we were taking like clothes donations and things like that, and we had Spitback brought up a sign-up sheet for like helping stand up to racism as well. So
amazing.
It went really well. The vibe was awesome, honestly.
Well, speaking of racism, I've got this. I don't know if you've seen this, but this is a real person, Jess Gill. I've never had curry or a kebab, spelled kebab wrong, and don't intend to. British food is the best. English breakfast, Sunday roast, fish and chips, pies, pasties, scones. Also, our national dish isn't a chicken tikka masala. We only think that because a Labour MP said it decades ago to push multiculturalism. So apparently nobody likes curries or kebabs in Britain. It's a conspiracy. It's a hoax.
It looks like AI wrote that.
It's a hoax from Big Flavour, as somebody said. People talk some amount of shite these days, don't they?
The confidence in which they speak that shite, Mark.
Do you think why is the confidence so strong?
I think honestly it has got a lot to do with like social media. We live in an attention economy. We're all sort of being funneled into like really small little slots of thinking, and it's just keep getting smaller and smaller until there's just everybody thinks the same thing. That's the ideal.
Because obviously it's
That's
in
quite an
the...
esoteric answer, wasn't it? Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's an esoteric question. It's like the algorithms, obviously, if we take away from the fact that they're all owned by right-wing technocrats,
Yep.
just from an advertising point of view, they're just trying to sell adverts. So if you like one thing, it's just going to give you more of that, so you'll stay on that platform.
Absolutely. And we also tend to seek out things that we believe already. Like, we'll just keep looking until we find things that affirm our beliefs.
So people are getting different news stories. So I'm trying to play devil's advocate a bit. So they're just seeing the same propaganda over and over again, and they're just surrounded by people that all agree and repeat the same message. So then when they hear somebody saying the opposite, they're like, what? How can you think that after
it just confirms their belief, to be fair. Like, it has the opposite effect.
It's wild. Yeah. I feel like deleting social media sometimes.
Me too.
But then the excuse I get out is that, well, how would I promote my music? How would I promote the podcast? How would I do that? But is that just an excuse? Would I be addicted to social media anyway?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
You just need to find other ways of getting content out with it. But yeah, as far as promotion goes, how good is social media now anyway without actually paying for things and stuff? I don't know about you, but reach for like all my pages is so bad.
Yes, because when you a good post will get. I had a look at the stats during I might do a boring show one day for people that are interested in that kind of thing. But so Gyro's page is about nearly 7,000 followers, and a good post will reach 1% of our followers. And I'm talking about a popular post that kind of sort of goes well. And yeah, and also if you add something like the word tickets or sell out or sale or t-shirts for sale, things like that, then nobody sees it. Or even like sharing a YouTube video. Like when I've just, while we were listening to that song, I just uploaded a wee screenshot of us talking. Oh no, I don't know if I post. I don't know how to post, so we can't even check that. But so if you just put up a picture, there's more chance of people going, oh, I wonder what's going on. But then for me to actually put the YouTube thing in it, they don't know what it is. I don't know what we do. Well, I don't know what we're going to do. They want us to do sponsored ads, but we will never do that. We're never doing it, are we?
There is some techie musicians working on this. Like, there must be musicians that are, a bit techie that see this problem too.
There is actually, and I have got somebody. Let's see, where is it? I've joined one. I'll put it. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not going to go through my emails. I can't do two things at once. But yeah, there is a couple of people starting up. But the problem is that if there's no people there, then it's there's people that it's like, how do people go? Who would have thought that the MySpace era would be the peak for musicians?
I know.
But that's where we're at. So let's talk about the solo album, the solo EP. Sorry, what's that called? And where's that?
Weird Beats to Disengage to, and it's on Bandcamp and all the streaming platforms as well. That one's a 5-track EP, I think, and it's all different electronic tunes I made, and there's a couple acoustic tunes as well, and there's a collaboration with Frank for Dead Factors on that as well.
Yeah, shout out to Francis.
We've
seen Francis, actually, for anyone who's in Glasgow. Dead Thatchers are playing with Cools on Wednesday night with Dr. Normal.
That'll be amazing.
Cools. And then we'll see Francis on during our Irish tour, because we're going to Ireland, we're going to Derry, Dublin and Dundalk. So yeah, shouts to Francis and Willie Copeland as well. Brilliant stuff. You were on the album that they did as well, because I'm on that album and I don't remember Well, I did a song, but it was kind of like an advert. I used it as an advert for
Yeah, I
a gig
remember.
we're doing with us building a thing. It was
Mhm.
kind of like I felt like I was ripping off Tom Waits a wee bit, but yeah, I didn't. But I was like, I'll need to re-record that properly, and then I was just on the album, and it just kind of sort of, it just took some words that didn't make sense, like come to the gig or something like that.
I love the
But
mix of that tune. It's probably the like weirdest track I've put out because I was just like, I'm gonna have fun with this.
and do you do all your recording your EP? Do you just do that in the house, or how do you do that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
So
just messing about.
self-recorded, self-produced.
Yeah.
What about Absolute Rights? How was that?
So we did record it at Carlton with Cheryl, who was amazing.
Yeah.
Then we left it maybe a wee bit too long. We re-recorded it in a practice space, and then we mixed it ourselves. Bob did most of the mixing. I just like tinkered a wee bit at the end.
And what's the difference for you from recording in your own? What's the pros and cons of working on the stuff yourself compared to working with other people on something?
I find it a lot easier to like get things finished when I'm working on behalf of like Bob and Ben as well. Like I could initially my thing with music is I would sort of like push to get it out maybe a wee bit too fast, and I should have spent a wee bit too long. But now I've got the problem with some songs where I've spent too long on them and should have had more of the mindset of just getting out. So it's just finding that balance, isn't it? With every single song, I guess it's different. Sometimes I'm really excited and things get put out straight away.
Yeah, when I recorded an album over lockdown myself, and at times it was good because I felt like there was a couple of times where I was like, I can do better, and I feel like there was less because it was only my time I was wasting. Sometimes if I'm with someone else, and a producer, it's usually like producers doing me a favour by doing mates rates or whatever. So I feel like if I think something's good enough, I'll go, that's good enough. That'll do. Well,
Yeah.
when I was in the house myself, I was like, I'm actually going to get this right. But it still didn't turn out as well as mother stuff. So I think a lot of that's down to having someone to argue with, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but just like there's certain hills to die on and there's certain hills not to. So if somebody's
Aye,
saying you should
absolutely.
do it that way, or you go no, it should definitely be that way, and then that means it's a more confident decision. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm going to need to. I'm going to get my studio set up this week. I'm going to need to record because I'm not going to be. I'm not getting boats every time I need to record a song. So
No,
I'm
of
going to
course.
step up my production
I
skills.
use BandLab for a lot of stuff, to be honest. It's really good. Like,
So BandLab, what is that? Sorry, I don't know. I've never heard it.
it's an app. You can get it on your phone, or you can use it on the computer. But you can record straight into it. It's got like pre-mixed loops and things on it as well. There's a drum machine thing. Oh god, there's all sorts on it. You should definitely download it and have a go. Like, it's really easy to use, and it's also got like mastering things, and there's lots of presets that you can mess about with, and it's just a lot of fun.
And how much is it?
No, it's free.
It's
There
free.
is a premium thing, but I haven't bought that. So
I just said I'm going to need to have a look at these things because I've got too many of these things.
I highly recommend it. Honestly, it's super easy to use, and really that's what got me into like doing this sort of more spoken word stuff. And that is, so over lockdown I got really bored, and I was like, there's bound to be one of these apps that I can figure out, and I came across BandLab. So
Yeah, I've been using Reaper, and
Reaper's
that's
good
free.
for
Reaper's good for what? For podcast stuff.
recording. Yeah.
It's good for just vocal stuff anyway. But yeah, I've noticed that I had Canva, which I think Canva has been really good for just making flyers and posters and stuff. So I've enjoyed using that, and then CapCut. I've just signed up to Premium CapCut, and they got me a pure belter because I had made this video using these effects, and I'd spent a couple hours on it. And then when I tried to export it, it just said you need to upgrade to use these effects. And now I've got a £22 a month, another monthly bill that I don't know if I need. I don't know if I need Canva and CapCut and Premiere Pro and all these things. So it's just maybe worth looking at. But it just feels like it's annoying. It feels like every single of these apps are good at one thing particularly, not so good at other things.
Nah, definitely.
But with Rebecca Radical poetry, what are you working on poetry? Do you got any? Are you planning to do more poetry? Do you like it? Do you like doing poetry live?
Yes and no. I feel like it really puts me out my comfort zone, so I enjoy it. But I don't think I'm like naturally inclined to recite it as much as a lot of my favourite music. I would say that they do it as like spoken word poetry stuff. I guess a lot of the stuff I write is sort of poetry, isn't it? It's just spoken word. So.
And what was the line between poetry and hip hop?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be the one to make the call on that. I think once I sort of started changing the way I write slightly to be a bit more wordy, to either lean into the rap or spoken word or whatever it is, it has changed my writing forever. So that most of the things I write now, I reckon I could probably recite as a poem and it would work, unless it's like deliberate things where I've added a chorus or that. But it's all poetry, it's all songs, it's all, I don't know. I also do different versions of songs as well, so it's easier for me to be like, I can see that in different ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, Get Cunts Tell is there's now, well, there's at least two that I know of. There's maybe a third.
Yeah. I love the version with the guys, actually. I didn't know I could shout like that, and I've really like kind of do it at gigs, and I'm like, oh, that felt good. Like,
yeah. I would play it, but check it out. There's a really good live recording for it that you did at our gig at Room 2.
Yeah.
Of the sort of dance version it, and then obviously there's that amazing punk version on the album. So what's happening now? What are you working on? What are you doing? What you got? You've got your artwork. You're on that. Well, have you got anything else?
Yeah,
Is anything you want to promote, or you're hoping to complete this year?
Well, I'm going to be starting up classes. Anybody in Fife and Kirkcaldy, I'm going to be starting art classes, like upcycling ones. I'm going to be doing. I don't have an actual date for the start one yet, but I'm going to be doing like a taster session thing. So if you want to follow me on social media or something, even you'll be able to see like the first dates of starting it. I'll be teaching how to upcycle clothing and make jewelry and just also just help like build a bit of community and stuff. It's hard to get out and do creative things, so hopefully just creating that environment where you could come and do lots of different things that are practical will make a difference.
Would you upcycle a moon boot?
I could give it a try, man.
I just feel like I don't know what to do with it. I mean, hopefully I don't need it again. I've did 4 days with it. I
Maybe
walked
you
in
should
out a day.
upcycle it to
So I've just got.
keep
Well, I'll show
forever.
you. Hold on. I'll show you. Oh no. Sorry about that. It was further away than I thought it was. So can we do some of this? As you can see, Jay started putting some rhinestones on it.
Yeah.
What I went on at the bars. But
I feel like we could definitely turn that into like one of those big goth bits, you know, with the buckles and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like if you should do something, it should be something, I think. Yeah. Or if anyone wants to buy a moon boot, it's available. With some
Do you not need
rhinestones
to
on
wear
it.
it anymore? Do you not need to wear it anymore?
Hopefully not.
Hey,
I hope
awesome.
not. So basically, we wore it last week. I took it off for the first time last week. I think it was like the second day I was on the island, and I walked, and I felt fine. But then about an hour later, I tried to walk to the shop and I was limping again. And I was like, oh no, it's not worked. But I was fine the next day. And what I realised that is just it's not the injury, it's the ankle's just a bit shite because it's been supported so much. So I had to wear it to the Obi Trice gig on Saturday. So I played a gig in it. And then since Tuesday, so I got back on Monday night. So since Tuesday, I've just walked an hour every day and I've not needed it. I don't think I need it anymore.
Yeah, you'll just need to build up the strength a wee bit.
Absolutely, I've just got a shite ankle. It's just a wee bit sore. It's nothing. It just feels like, after you go out for an hour workout, it feels like you've been like you've been hiking all day or something like that. Fingers crossed it's over because that's been a bit shit. But it's maybe the reason that somebody told me that it's the universe telling me to slow down. So it did slow me down. It stopped me going to a couple of festivals and it stopped me doing lots of things that I wanted to do. But probably without the moon boot, I wouldn't have ended up in a caravan and I would have ended up in I was just in a caravan for a few days during Storm Amy. And then
that's just your luck.
It was wild, but I enjoyed it. And I was like, that's when I got offered a place on an island, I was like, actually, I think I'm up for this. So, yeah, hopefully I don't need to wear moon boots anymore. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think, and I can still commute. I've been a bit spoiled by living in Glasgow that you can just practically walk to live music every night. Do you have, what's your top tip for travelling? Apart from my half bottle of Bucky, is there anything else? Or is that the answer? Do you listen to tunes or do you usually go with people or?
If I'm on my own, I listen to tunes or read a book. If I'm with somebody, I just chat shit. If there's not a toilet, don't drink until you're like almost there. Just, especially if you've already been drinking. But that's a bit of a holy tip for the bus. I guess go to so many gigs that you will be okay if you do end up stranded anywhere. Like an absolute worst case, like someday where you're going.
Yeah, I've seen you at places, and you're away for the first.
Yep.
Yeah, you need to say crazy shit while he's gone. Yeah, I don't know if he said anything, and I shouldn't have did it. It's a bit awkward just being left on a live stream.
I didn't see the comment, or I would have.
And Ali's saying, put them in in the cupboard, they're handy thing for the next time. There will be no next time. There will be, hopefully not. No. I used to break bones and stuff all the time when I was younger because I was fearless and stupid. But yeah, this is the first time that I've hurt myself in ages. So yeah, hopefully there won't be a next time. I think that was just a fluke, 1 in a million thing. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing anything stupid. I'm not really going to be doing anything, hopefully. So yeah, how can people get involved in the upcycling thing that you're talking about?
Just if you give me a follow on Facebook pages, I'll definitely post about it on the probably Sounds Radical page or something like that.
Sounds Radical. So Sounds Radical is basically your record, all-encompassing record label, designer thing, art, everything.
Yeah, it's the label. So we released music for the Rag and Bone Man and Secret Admirer, Rich Gulag, and we've also put on like a handful of gigs under that as well. But yeah, Sounds Radical.
So the Rag and Bone Man's superb. And the Rag and Bone Man is now a poet, which I'm absolutely loving. Feral poet, he's calling himself.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to raise a few eyebrows in poetry rooms as well. They're just,
Yeah, I seen he was playing. I seen him, he was at In Deep the other night, and I was just thinking, that's brilliant. And I love In Deep. In Deep's a great pub in the West End, but it's kind of like, I've not played it for a while now, but it's always busy because it's in a kind of student area, a quite affluent area of Glasgow, and yeah, it's just people. I don't know, people that just quite fancy themselves as a poet. Sometimes like the open mic, it's just like, well, I'm good at English, so I must be a good poet. Just people with that natural confidence. And then you've just got Lou's just going to go up there and just tell it the way it is, man. Like, just, yeah, I've only seen wee clips, but I'm looking
He was
forward to,
built for that. And I think
yeah,
it's awesome as well, because as much as I love his music, like his lyrics are so fucking good as well. Like people need to hear what he has to say too. I think it's awesome
yeah,
that he started up the poetry.
yeah. If you don't know, so it's the Rag and Bone Man, not to be
Yeah.
confused with Rag and Bone Man, his
Double
arch
E.
nemesis, but
Yeah.
it's it's just him with his own contraption that he's made. There's a drum kit, and he just kicks it and plays the drums with his foot, plays kind of heavy rock blues, and got such a soulful voice with lots of just an authentic voice that he's got. But yeah, you're right. It's sometimes it is quite loud. The whole thing can be quite loud, so the lyrics can get lost in the entire experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to hear what he's saying, and yeah, shout outs to the Rag and Bone Man, Petrol Bomb Records,
Yep.
and he's got some absolute cracking tunes, man. Probably
Tracksuit Terrorist, my
he doesn't
favourite.
get played on the radio for
I
sure.
know.
That's one of your lyrics on your new song. You're like, you don't get
Yeah.
played on the radio. Have you tried to get played on the
No.
radio?
I have now, to be fair. But almost every one of my songs has a swear word, and I'm like, I don't know what, I'm not going to replace the word, and then it would sound silly to just take the word out as well. So I don't know what they would even do.
Yeah, well, I think it's up to you. It's got to do it. So like
Yeah,
the
nah.
we got the first we got played in Six Music by Paul Heaton for the Beautiful South, and I thought it was a wind up email. This is a long time ago, and he just said, "Hi, this is Paul Heaton. I want to play your song Jeremy Kyle Fuck My Wife on Six Music," and I'm like, right, wind up, and then he just messaged me back. I just ignored the email, I think. Or I don't know if I ignored that. I think I just said, I don't know how to do that. Because we paid a studio engineer to record this and mix it. So I was like, I don't know how to do that. And then he went, it's all right. Me and the producer figured it out. And then he played Jeremy Kell's being, he just reversed it.
Awesome.
But I don't think in general they make a habit of that. He actually wanted to play that song just for the shits and giggles because he hated Jeremy Kyle and he thought it'd be funny. But yeah, I think what I try and do sometimes now that I'm aware of that is I try and, the last couple of albums I'm recorded with my famous. So what I'll maybe do is just do a version where while we're recording it, I'll maybe say, can you just make that bit silent? The catch actually on the new Dreams Are Mental album, I did change the word fucking to bloody while I was recording it. But that wasn't really about radio play because we had not one song for Dreams Are Mental get played on the radio at all. And I think I have tried nearly all of them.
Oh.
Not really tried. I just used the uploader and all of them get dinged. But yeah, it was because of the actual word. I quite like the bloody mess sounded actually better than fucking. Sometimes nothing says fuck like the word fuck. But for some reason, the bloody mess just, I think, a bright dot in the sky selling bread or certain death. I don't know, I just felt like I thought it'd be good to have both versions of it. So
No,
the answer to your
absolutely.
question
I
is
find
that,
myself.
sorry.
It's okay. I find myself swearing a bit less in songs anyway. A lot of these songs I did write maybe a good few years ago now. My writing style is slightly different. I definitely still swear. But yeah, I think it is a wee bit less. Like there's a swear word in every verse now.
Yeah.
Just maybe one or two in the song.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't censor yourself, but
Yeah.
I suppose it has more
But
power if you don't do it all the time as well.
absolutely. I find it an interesting exercise to not allow yourself to use words that you're overusing. Find a new words for that. So
And where did the lyrics come from? Is it just come from how what is the writing process like for you?
I go through wee phases, to be honest. Like I won't write for ages, but I'm always thinking about songs and wee lines and things are coming to me all the time. And then when I go to write, I tend to write like 3 or 4 songs. Sometimes they all make it into sets and stuff. Sometimes only a couple of them do. But yeah, tends to be like I'll be thinking about subjects just intermittently as I do other things for a few months, a couple of weeks. It just depends really, and then I'll write a few songs about those subjects.
And do you do it? Are you just doing it? Is it the poet brain, or are you thinking already about the music? Are you thinking about it with a guitar? Are you thinking about it with a beat, or what you?
No, I tend to do them totally separately, to be honest. Like, I'll make tracks without considering any lyrics, and then I'll write songs without considering the music, and I'll just maybe go through the lyrics with like a couple of different electronic beats or something, see what fits best, and just play about with it. I don't tend to deliberately match things up. I like to be a bit more chaotic.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. We've done exactly an hour. Always
Hey,
a
awesome.
pleasure. The album is amazing. Check it out. I'll put
Thank you.
the links in the comments. If you listen to the audio podcast, it'll be in the description. It's soundsradical.bandcamp.com, and it's called Actual Dance Beats by Absolute Riots. And I'm assuming that's the same page for your solo EP as well.
No, that's up as Rebecca Radical still.
That's Rebecca. Why? How do you decide what's what?
I don't know. Just trust the universe.
It's good. See how you feel. See how you feel.
Yeah. I don't know.
And also on
Sometimes
Spotify.
when I'm writing something, I'll be like, this feels like a certain song, but most of the time, not really.
Yeah.
What
Well,
were you gonna
go
say?
and check out the streaming platforms, but go to Bandcamp. The best way to support is buying it on Bandcamp and then streaming it. That'd be the best way to support it. So support local music unless you live really, really far away. Then support really, really far away music. Thanks to the patrons, if you call that radio, for making this show possible. And any final words, Rebecca?
Thanks so much for having me on. And if you listen to the album, I hope you enjoy it. Hope it gives something to you.
It's a great album. Go and check it out, and keep up the good work, Rebecca. I'll post you the min bit and see if you can do
Yes.
something with it.
Yes.
We're going to raffle it off or something. Nice one, Rebecca. Nice one. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. We're back tomorrow, actually. Before I go, we're back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. If you're watching us on YouTube just now, if you're listening to this in a podcast, then I don't know when that'll come out, or if it'll come out, or even what's going on. But tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock, Old Jock radio legend Peter Rankin, he's got an amazing podcast called What Am I Listening To? What I'm listening to. It's amazing. It really inspired me back in the days with Old Jock Radio, which was a show he co-hosted with Steve Mason from the Beta Band, who's obviously one of my all-time heroes of music. So we're going to be talking about the Beta Band's reunion. We're going to be talking about the madness that was Old Jock Radio back in the MSN era. And we're going to be talking about, I think he's going to moan about Donald Trump as well, because he's furious at Donald Trump now. So I'm just going to let him take it away. So tomorrow, 4 o'clock on YouTube, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you to the patrons for making this show possible. And go and buy Rebecca Radical's new album, Absolute Riots, Actual Dance Beats. Thank you, Rebecca Radical.
Thank you. Bye-bye.